Man, 10:30 at night, Sunday. I am just burning up. I don't know if it's really not that hot, I don't think. It just might be me. Maybe I took a shower because something I ate earlier disagreed with me so much that I didn't make it in time, and it was not number one. Well, maybe I lost some weight. TMI, I know. For those that got what I just said. This morning I was talking to Herr Schneider auf Deutschland. We have a connection we talked through. I believe it's the guy. And then for some reason I happened to watch a bunch of his videos on YouTube. They're music videos. And he's a clown. He's a comedian. He's a multi-talented fellow. Musician. Silly. He dresses like the 70s. Because he's about my age. And, you pick your decade and that's kind of where you stay for a while. If not for the rest of your life. I don't know. We were talking, and then I mentioned how I want to go to Germany next summer, or next year, and see Max Rabe and the Palace Orchestra. And I sent a picture that I have of me standing next to him, and he says, oh yeah, like he knows him. He said that he and Max are doing a collaboration that comes out in November. I said, oh, that's exciting. And I said, I really like him because he has a cheeky sense of humor. And he confirmed it. He said, yes, he does. And I said, it's my kind of humor. Apparently both of them have the same kind of cheeky humor. Wouldn't that be a trip if I met them both? I mean, I met Max Rabe, but if I met Helge, that would be a real trip. It'd be more than I bargained for on my bucket list, I've pretty much done everything I wanted to do on my bucket list. I always wanted to learn to juggle. And Brian says, no, we're not going to let you juggle because we don't want you to die. And I thought about it, and I'm thinking, I don't want to learn to juggle, really. I have juggled enough things in my lifetime. Emotions and things to get around, to be able to survive and take care of the house and the kids, or to be able to go someplace. You have to juggle a lot to keep the heat on in the summer. To keep the heat on in the winter when you live where it snows and everything. I did a lot of adjusting and hoping and praying and standing in line for help, and I don't ever, ever, ever want that to happen again, and I don't want my kids to ever have to go through that again. And Brian, he's made sure that he doesn't want to, and he doesn't want his family doing that. He works really hard. He's doing well. Scott works very hard. I talked to Scott today. The girls turned 2 yesterday. So I got to talk to them. They don't talk much. Was Violet. She's got curly red hair. It's real curly, like Orphan Annie. Scott said when it's wet and you pull it, comb it down, it's past her shoulders. But as soon as it dries, it goes boing. And then Charlotte, she has dark hair and big blue eyes. The biggest blue eyes you've ever seen. They don't really look like sisters, but they're twins. And they're both different kind of personalities. And Scott said what one doesn't or can't do, the other one can and will. So it's really a really nice dynamic. Felix was in the backyard playing with the neighbor boy. The neighbor boy had come over earlier in the day and buried a little treasure box in one of the little raised garden patches that's sitting dormant right now. So he was giving hints to Felix, and they were going to dig up the buried treasure. What a cool thing. So the little girls, one of them had to get involved in the dirt, and she got all muddy, and they were having barbecue bratwurst, and Scott just says, I don't know how did you do it, Mom? He says, I mean, I know I have 3, and 2 of them are, twin little girls. And he said, do you remember? Because Dad didn't work, and it was just you, and how did you do it? And I said, to be honest, I did whatever I did because I had to. I don't remember. If you ask me when somebody got their first tooth or whatever, I couldn't tell you. I was right in the middle of it. So people that are parents are going to be parents. You're going to be right in the middle of it. So when people ask you all kinds of dumb questions, and they will, you're not going to know the answers. Not unless you have a film crew following you around, or a mother or mother-in-law that writes every single thing down. You're not going to know. It's just, you enjoy life. You're in the middle of life, and that's the way it is. Kitty Cat's sitting there. I don't know what he wants. He's waiting for bed, I guess. I'm waiting. I can't wait to get to my little Barnaby, my little teddy bear. I really like that little fella. He's nice and soft, and I go right to sleep. It's kind of like I conditioned myself. Well, when you get older, if you're a female, or if you're pregnant and a female, you condition yourself that when you're near a bathroom, you go to the bathroom. Because you don't know how long it'll be till you can get near another bathroom. I know that's kind of dumb, but So this little teddy bear, I've conditioned myself to grab onto him and go to sleep. Which I like. I like that. And I have been eating less. And after tonight's episode, after what I ate, I don't know if it was the chicken apple bratwurst things or what it was exactly, but it went right through me. I probably lost some more weight. That's okay. Because my lower back doesn't hurt. I think it's when I everybody has like tipping points. You weigh so much, and if you weigh a little more than that, your knees hurt, or it's harder to get up out of the chair, or your back hurts, or something. So I think I'm at just under the tipping point, and I gotta lose a little more weight, 10, 20 more pounds, and I'll be good to go, I guess. Brian had a work buddy, Fidel, come over today. He has those 3 ginormous boxes in the garage. I was looking at them with him, and he says, can you lift this corner here? And I went to oomph it, and I couldn't. I'm old, and I'm out of shape. So he called his buddy from work, Fidel. Nicest guy you could ever want to know. He and his wife came to Spencer's baby shower. I mean, before we knew it was Spencer. And the nicest people. So he had him come over, and he says, I'll pay you $50 if you help me bring these boxes to the inside so I can take them apart and open them up and all that. And he brought them in, but he refused to take the money. So Brian said we'll have to have a movie night sometime. Or, movie day, and he and his wife will come over and they'll have barbecue or something. That's a nice thing to do as well. But, yeah. And lately they've been watching Harry Potter. And Spencer knows who Harry Potter is. And they're trying to get Spencer to say, Harry Potter. I'll get him to say it. We'll have fun. We'll play English Day. I'll teach him how to say a spot of tea. Let's have tea, Mother. Or something. And then they were talking about, I'm in the House of Hufflepuff. Brian said he was something else. And Ashley said she's in Hufflepuff. And I said I wouldn't know which one I'm in. So Fidel said you can go online and take a quiz as to which house the Sorting Hat would put you in. So I took the quiz, and I'm a Hufflepuff. I don't care. I think they're the Harvey Milktoasts of the students in the school. I might have seen the first movie once. I might have seen parts of the second movie. But I was always busy doing stuff, so And if I ever go to the movies, I usually fall asleep. So I don't bother spending money to go to the movies because I fall asleep. Brian took me to see Interstellar when it came out, and I fell asleep. And I woke up toward the end, and he said, "Well, you're not going to understand what's going on." I knew what was going on. I got just enough of the gist in the beginning, and watching what was going on in the end, I knew exactly what was going on. Sometimes it's just a little segment of time where the whole story of the movie is put in front of you. You either grasp it or you watch the rest of the movie and figure it out. And it's interesting, but I just, I'm too antsy. I'm ADHD and stuff. I can't just sit and watch things for hours and hours. I can't. And I'm guilty of making long videos here. I don't want to be, because I watch this Dutch guy, Martin Duhard, and he's in the Italian Alps, and he's redone a stone house, and now he's building with stones. He's building a workshop. He's my son Brian's age, 42, or something. Yeah, 42, and he has a girlfriend living up there with him now, and it's also rustic and lovely and all that stuff. He's like an architect. He rode his bicycle from one end of North America to the other end of South America there. He has a big book with beautiful pictures. It's like $50 for the book, but it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. He's a photographer, and his videos are great. So he's one of the guys I watch who puts up videos on Sunday. I watch Laura Kempf. She put up a video on Sunday. And a family in Italy that's redoing a house. Who else do I watch that I always watch? Nana. Naughty Nana Does. Watched her today. John Flannery, he's an attorney. He does a walk and talk. Who else did I watch today? I didn't really watch a whole lot of people. I was kind of hanging out with Brian and Fidel and trying to help them a little bit. Opening the door for him and stuff like that. And I'm burning up. Since I almost made it to the bathroom, I have a lot of laundry and stuff to clean tomorrow. I do not watch the baby tomorrow. I can hopefully memorize the rest of my lines, and I see the director for 15 minutes at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. He said he's meeting with people piecemeal, which means, one at a time for length of time. Maybe it's heavy-duty critique time, or he's going to let me ramble off all my lines and then tell me, what the hell have you been doing? Oh, I am so hot. 13 minutes and something. I feel like taking an ice shower. I don't have a bathtub where I'd be laying in it. Well, yeah, I better get to bed so I can get up early. I've got to adjust my sleep schedule. I've got to adjust this and that and the other thing. I think the reason so much has strangely been happening lately is there are 6 planets all in a line. The orbits have all lined up, and they're the closest we've been to for a long, long time, a couple hundred years, I think. And there's the 7th one that's supposed to align this week, next week, or just did. So, that could speak for a lot, I guess. As for the buffoon, demise for him cannot come soon enough. They have raised the retirement age from 65 years old to 67 years and 10 months. I'm older than that, but they raised it. They're raising stuff like that, making things tougher for people, arresting and deporting people that at willy-nilly. So you got to keep your mouth in check, even if you're a white person like me. It's like the Nazis. They had certain groups they targeted, And then, if anyone else I didn't like, get that guy out of here, which the Orange leader has said many times in many of his rallies. Oh, I love babies. Wah, wah, get that baby out of here. And I was glad I was sick the time that he came to St. Louis, because I probably would have been beaten up and shoved to the sidewalk. Because I was going to go down there and film and just ask a lot of questions to people. And I was sick. I had the flu. It's a good thing I did. I guess God or Spirit was watching over me, I suppose. Be good to everybody. Be kind. Love is the answer. If you love people, you're not going to want to hurt them. We're all pretty much the same. All mankind in every country that I've been to. I've been to a handful. People that don't speak English, people in a Muslim nation, we're all the same. We love our family. We want to do the best for our family and ourselves so we can go upward and onward.